Evo Creo is like the less talented, uglier twin brother of Pokemon games. The aim of the game is to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is your real test, but to train them is your cause. You'll travel across the land, searching far and wide, each Creo to understand the power that's inside. And that's the gist of it. This may sound slightly familiar, but for the price, who cares? Evo Creo is an absolute bargain and will take about 25 hours to complete, and double that if you want to catch them all. If you have nothing better to do while sitting on the train, park bench or toilet seat, then this game should be played. So what does Evo Creo mean? Creo are the monsters scattered across the land that you can catch and train, and Evo stands for Evokers, who are those that battle their Creo. The game starts with your character looking for answers after his father went missing while investigating an organization called the Shadow Hive. This is really just an excuse for your character to travel from town to town, because the fun of this game comes from capturing new Creo and putting the skills to the test against other Evokers. During this lengthy journey, you'll have to fight your way through many dungeons to get either to the next town or to investigate a Shadow Hive plot point. While travelling through these dungeons, expect to get in a lot of fights, both against Evokers and random encounters. If it wasn't for the fact that early in the game you can obtain an item that stops random encounters, I probably would have quit. This encounter rate can get insane. The other Evokers, however, cannot be avoided most of the time. Whenever you cross their direct line of sight, they'll battle you. It's almost as if they've got nothing better to do. Sometimes, you'll have to fight about 20 trainers per dungeon, and this can get very repetitive. After your daddy issues are resolved, to finally complete the game, you need to take on the Colosseum. Gaining entry into this final tournament requires you to defeat 6 Rads, which are regional area defenders. These guys are scattered across the land, and finding some of them can be an absolute pain. Just like everything else, battles are very similar to Pokemon. You can take 5 Creo out with you at any one time, with the rest being stored in the Creo centers. To win a fight, you have to defeat all of your opponent's Creo. Each Creo can equip 5 moves at once. 1 healing move, 3 normal moves, and 1 elite move, which is very powerful. Each of these moves have different attack strengths, elements, recharge times, and hit rates. There are quite a lot of moves for Creos to learn, and choosing the best ones that both suit your playstyle and run well with the other 4 Creo in your team is very important, and one of the strongest aspects of this game. Buffs and conditions also play a huge part, and inflicting statuses like poison and burn on an enemy is often more important than doing basic moves with raw damage. Aside from some of the early game battles which may require some grinding, Evo Creo is pretty damn easy, as using items in battle to restore and revive your injured Creo makes it very difficult to lose. There really isn't anything to spend your multitude of money on. You get heaps towards the end of the game, and buying the maximum amount of the best items is really the only thing to do. There are 133 Creos scattered around the world. Some clearly breed like rabbits, while others are unique and hidden in the deepest, darkest depths of the world. Capturing Creo can be done by first weakening them and then throwing a link item at them. The better quality links that you use, and the more health you have taken off the enemy, the higher the chance of capturing them. Most Creo also evolve after hitting a certain level, with some even having multiple evolutions based on what element they've been attacking with the most. I finished the game only having seen about 80% of Creo, so finding them and catching them all will take quite a bit of commitment. I am surprised that the Evo Creo developers avoided a lawsuit, as this game's concept and execution is near identical to Pokemon. Put simply, if you love Pokemon, you'll love this. If you don't like Pokemon, don't even think about playing it. I paid under $2 Australian for this, and it's one of the best value games I've ever purchased on a mobile device. If you're into mobile RPGing and have some time on your hands, look no further than Evo Creo. Thanks for watching. If you liked this review, like, subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. See you next time.